Hello everyone, this is Resty Santiago, your Filipino Astrologer.
Light up your world. Welcome to AstroLit.
Can astrologers predict the weather? That's one question that I accidentally was able to answer in 2009 and 2010. Because if you all remember, the Philippines was visited by a very powerful typhoon in 2009. It's called Ondoy. It devastated the greater part of the Philippines, and it is recorded as one of the strongest typhoons in the Philippines. I was not able to predict that in 2009. I do the yearly astro forecast, and in 2009, uh, I was not able to predict Ondoy. However, what I did predict was the after effect of the Ondoy, such as the economic loss, dissatisfaction of the people, and hardships that the people encountered. Like I was able to put that in my forecast for 2009. So in 2010, what I did was backtrack and study the charts of 2009. So eventually, I found some patterns. There are astrological signatures for typhoons. So that eventually I started doing forecasting rains, and then my experiment actually led to finding typhoon signatures. So that by 2012, I was already able to forecast the Typhoon Pablo. And in 2013, I was able to forecast Typhoon Haiyan or Typhoon Yolanda, which devastated much of Leyte. Finding astrological signatures for these major typhoons helped me define the strategy or the concept on how to study typhoons. For example, prominent in these typhoon dates were Saturn and Sun conjunction. In the case of Ondoy, there was a conjunction between Sun and Saturn. And in the case of Yolanda, we see the same pattern. So this led me to think that maybe in the next few years, where in the same configuration is present, there will be a typhoon. This thinking led me to experiment with other combinations, and eventually throughout the years, I have also made correct typhoon predictions for the past several years. So, what do we expect in the next few weeks? In my Astro Weather, Book 6 of Filipino Astrologer Auspicious Timing Guides, I have already listed two typhoon dates that may hit the country. The first one will be on June 3, and the second one will be on June 20. By pinpointing these dates, it doesn't mean that the typhoon will be on the date only. Of course, typhoons develop in the Pacific. They travel 1 or 2, 3 days from the Pacific to the Philippines, and then it depends on the speed. You can have rains and destructive winds for a few days. So that's why I give a certain number of days wherein the influence can be felt. We can count around 3 to 5 days around these days in order to anticipate possible weather disturbance. Of course, this is not meant to supplant meteorological forecast. So I would still advise everyone to read or to look at the weather forecast from reputable sources. For a more in-depth and 12-month weather forecast for the Philippines, I would invite everyone to subscribe to Filipino Astrologer Auspicious Timing Guides. I discuss many things in there, including the dates wherein typhoons are likely to take place. The purpose of this study is to guide, let's say, planners or strategists when to schedule their important activities wherein they need to ensure that there is no weather disturbance around that area.